Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Maximum Fun Drive Game Show Spectacular. I am James Arthur M. I am one of the hosts here at the Maximum Fun for the hit podcast Minority Corner, and I'm joined by
Biz. It's me. It's
Yes.
Biz. And I host a podcast here too. It's called One Bad Mother. And I am so excited to be hosting this finale spectacular with you, James. Everybody turn your volume down. James and Biz are here.
Yep, with surround sound, you will go to sleep with hearing our beautiful voices in your head.
Yes.
Lucky you. You know, I can't speak for Biz, and I'm
No.
not going to, and I wouldn't
Don't.
dare to. I won't do it. I
Don't
won't.
even think about
But
it.
I think in this moment I can, because I think we're both on
Okay.
the same. I think we're both on the same page here, Biz. That we're both so incredibly grateful to all of you, to everyone who has supported these Max Fun shows so far. From our ongoing members who just joined this year, welcome. To our upgrading members, our boosted members,
Boost.
Boost, helping us out
Boost.
during the drive this year. Right? I think I can speak, right? Not
You
since
can
I could speak for you.
Yes, you can speak
Yeah,
for me.
okay. I thought
One
so.
of the things that makes Max Fun very unique and amazing is that we are listener supported. So when you make a monthly contribution, it is directly supporting shows like yours, James, and mine,
And
Biz,
yours.
and all of the shows that are here. It's so good. Oh, look, it says that Hunter E, we were so exciting, we made him nearly fall out of his chair.
Well, there we go.
There
Look
we
at that.
go.
You can get into the chat. We'll read some stuff here. In tonight, Biz, can we share this milestone? So we just had this in.
Yes.
We are currently at 18,939 new and upgraded boosted memberships.
Wait,
Oops.
44.
Wait. We're just going to read the numbers all
Yeah,
night as they
just
come
do it.
in. This is the show. It's actually 18,944. But
What?
Biz,
What?
I got a little, we're trying to aim for 22,000 new boosted and upgraded members this year. So if those of you,
Besides
Yeah.
being charming, how are we going to motivate people to do that?
well, I was thinking, because I know some of these folks are heroes and they're just waiting to come in at the last minute. But I was just to swoop on in. I've done a little dance in my day, and I thought for all of you,
What?
I will teach
What?
the official Maximum Fun Drive 2021 dance. If we get to 22,000, that's
Do
only
I have? Do I have to do it?
Oh, you get to do it, Biz.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You
Do I
get to do it.
If
Yes, you do, Biz. Yes, you do. So if you want to see Biz, and not only just for Biz, this is for all y'all. Y'all got the Instagrams, the Facebooks, the Venmos, the PayPals, TikToks. I want you to be stars. And we need, to come together as a
Yes.
community to do this dance, because that's what we are. So are you in? Are you in, Biz?
Okay, I'm not what I once was. All right, but for this, I've only learned like one dance ever, and it was at summer
Ooh.
camp, and
Okay.
it was to Holding Out for Hero, which will
Mm.
date this dance. And
My
where
favorite.
have all the good men gone, and where are all the gods? And there was a lasso.
Okay.
There was a
I'm just
lasso,
gonna
and then
actually
I
steal.
worked it down. And
Okay.
then I worked it down.
Well,
and
I'm out of a job. I think that's the dance.
Well-
So if you would like to learn business dance, because you know what? They are the heroes of the community, coming in to save the community, to save the day, to keep, it's almost like an 80s
like
movie,
an 80s,
right?
yeah, like a dance mod, like very
Right.
footloose.
Yes.
They don't want to see us dance in this town, James.
Yes.
They
Well,
don't
we're going
wanna-
to be the heroes. That way we can make sure that we can have a dance at the end. So come on in so we can get that dance going.
Can I just give a shout out to people who are swooping in? Okay.
Yeah.
Bow tie on a tree branch and cursor in Seattle have boosted. I
Yes,
could also
yes.
just read
Snaps,
people's names.
snaps.
Bridget Kennedy just boosted.
We love it. We love it so much. We love it so much. Yes, Biz.
I just want to say we've got a lot of fun things coming up. Mike
Me too.
Wolf is a booster. I just want to say,
Okay.
look, there's going to be some fun times tonight with
Oh,
Dr.
yeah.
Game Show,
Oh, my
Troubled
God.
Waters, Go
Whoa.
Back Yourself.
Whoa.
A lot of Max Fun hosts all over
Just
the
coming in.
network are going to
It's
be
like
all
the-
over. All
All
here.
over. It's like
All
the
over.
Avengers coming together. But Biz, since you're here,
Yes.
and heroes all around.
I know,
and,
community.
and our theme is community this year, and your show is a part of the community.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your show. I'm going to say our show because we're all part of this community.
What is our show?
Our show here at
Yes.
Maximum Fun. Tell us about One Bad Mother for those who don't know about it.
All right. One Bad Mother is a comedy podcast about parenting, not a parenting podcast. There will be nothing helpful in
Great.
terms of parenting on our show. It is more a focus on the actual people with kids living in their house, discovering that possibly the Pottery Barn catalogs and the Brady Bunch have been lying to us our entire lives.
I thought
And-
so. I
Right?
thought so.
White couches will not make my children behave.
No.
And so basically, we just want people to stop feeling like shit for being
Ugh,
parents and to
I
know
love
that
it.
they're doing a good job. But listen, community, I need
Yeah.
you to know that I love this idea that all of the shows are our shows, because I
It's our
want to
shows.
take as much credit as possible for all the work that you're doing, James, on Minority Corner. So look how woke I am. I have taken all of
You are awake. You are eyes
Tell me.
open. And that's what I love about the community here at Maximum Fun. We have so many different shows for all the different
Yes.
facets. And, Minority Corner about intersectionality, looking at the news, pop culture, diving in deep. Is the Kentucky Derby racist? Probably. So the better question is, how is it racist? We will answer, how is it racist? But we do it all with fun and laugh and giggles so that we're not just crying all the time. But that's the
no.
thing. There's so many great shows here in this community, and you all are directly supporting that community. So we can't thank you enough. This show really is just a big thank you, and also opening the arms up even wider for those of you who are ready to just see these arms open for a hug. Come on in. Come on.
We
in.
are
Join the fun.
holding out for a hero
It's you.
at www.maximumfun.org/join. You know why I joined Max Fun? One of the reasons is there's a guy you might know. You might
Yeah.
know him.
Yeah.
His name is Jesse Thorne.
Heard of him.
I know. I'm excited that everybody's joining us tonight for this celebration. And we're gonna tell us a little about what we're about to see.
Yeah, and same thing. I went to college with this guy. He brought us into the Maximum Fun family. Yes, absolutely. It's a family affair. And so to begin with, we wanted to share this very, very special message from Max Fun founder Jesse Thorne.
Hey Max Funsters, it's Jesse, the founder of Max Fun. We've got a great big show lined up for you. A lot of fun stuff is about to happen. I really hope you enjoy it, but before we get started, I wanted to take this opportunity to thank all of the members of MaximumFun.org. Everybody who's gone to MaximumFun.org/join. You make our work possible. We literally, sincerely could not do it without you. And we are so grateful to every single one of you. Thanks. Enjoy the show.
What a great guy. You know what?
Love Jesse.
I love his hat. I love the hat most important.
Yeah.
I love Jesse, but that hat
Yeah.
is doing it for me.
That's
That
right.
is cute.
Uh-oh. Shanna M has
What does
boosted
Shanna M
as
say?
well because she wants the tea. She wants the tea. Apparently that's like a new way to say gossip. My child comes home
Yeah.
and says, I need to spill the tea. All right,
Your
listen.
kids be knowing.
Nikki upgraded on the very first day. Nikki and Ricky Sullivan and Amber Hop. You guys are killing it by boosting. James, quick! We have another video to show.
Yeah, Biz, what is it? Tell the kids what it is, Biz.
All right, this is exciting.
Okay, yes.
You ready?
Uh-huh.
Are you ready?
Yes.
We
yes.
are so excited to announce that Maximum Fun and the Beef and Dairy Network are presenting the 2021 Bovine Civic Pride Award.
Oh, this is so exciting. I am just so off the walls about this. This is going to be a great one. It's really the reason why, really, well, not only to become, part of the Maximum Fun, family, but also this award. It's award season. It's still going. And this year's host is near and dear to our hearts.
Oh.
It is Ben Partridge of Beef and Dairy Network.
It is so exciting. It's my great honor and privilege to share with you tonight the 2021 Bovine Civic Pride Award. Ben Partridge, take it away.
Hello. It is my great pleasure to be here to announce the winner of this year's Max Fun Bovine Civic Pride Award. Now, it's obviously a big award. Some of the biggest names in the business have given out this award in years past, and so it's a real privilege to be doing it today. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who sent in and nominated their cows. But of course, sadly, there can only be one winner of this most prestigious of awards. Okay, so our first entry is from Nick Wester. He sent this on Twitter. He writes, "This is a cow that I met the last time I went for a hike in March of 2020 before all the bad. Look at her go ham on that grass." Now, Nick, this is undoubtedly a lovely video of a lovely looking cow eating grass, but I have to remind you, this is an award for civic duty. Now, ask yourself, is this cow doing anything for its local area? Not really. It's just getting on with its life, just eating grass. You could argue that it's keeping the grass short, but I think that would be a stretch. So the next one was sent in by Rachel. Rachel writes, "Hi, I'd like to nominate Salem Sue, who inspires cows all over western North Dakota, advertises the world's largest Holstein cow, which has become a landmark for travellers across North Dakota." And then very quickly you realise that this isn't a cow, it's a graven image of a cow. It's a cow sculpture. It also says it's big enough to impress even the likes of Paul Bunyan. Now, I'm a British person. Is Paul Bunyan involved in the American Revolution? Was he? No, that's Paul Revere, is it? Did he write Pilgrim's Progress? Either way, if it is the guy who wrote Pilgrim's Progress, I mean, this big cow was built in 1974 at a cost of $40,000. I'm not sure Paul Bunyan would have been around to see it. So there are lies involved in this cow. I like it. It's good, but it's not a cow. Sorry. So it's not going to win. Quallywood Squares has been in touch. They write, "I met this little guy today out for a walk, and he really brightened my day. While not strictly a traditional cow, I think he deserves due consideration." And, well, what can I say? It's a horse. And if you think I'm going to let a horse win a Civic Bovine Award, you've got another thing coming. You disgust me. Okay, I've just looked it up. The guy who wrote Pilgrim's Progress was John Bunyan. I've looked up Paul Bunyan. According to Wikipedia, he's a giant lumberjack and folk hero in American and Canadian folklore. I'm afraid I just did not know that. He's originated in the oral tradition of North American loggers. I mean, I've got this totally wrong, but it doesn't change my judgment, which is that cow is made of fiberglass. It's not a cow. Sorry.
Woo!
Wow.
I gotta tell ya.
Wow.
Welcome
Yeah.
back. Welcome
Yes.
back. Those,
We've-
I think only one of those was a cow.
Yeah, only one, only one. But I don't. Here's my thing,
Yeah,
though.
yeah, tell
Because
me.
we're a very open cow community, right? And that's why I like this whole entire. I
Yeah.
like what the cows are doing, and
I do
they're part
too.
of the community. They're community reps. But you know what? Pinocchio. Some would say wasn't he still a real boy, always at heart? So I might have to disagree. I might have to disagree with Ben. I might have to. He might get an
know.
angry tweet from me if I can figure out how to work my Twitter.
See if you can.
I'll
Quit
figure
your
it out
Twitter.
before the
Yeah,
end of
before
this.
I gotta
I'm
say,
coming
yeah,
for you, Ben.
I also want you to know that I agree. I agree that
page.
I like that community is a part of it. I also think if that pony wants
Yeah.
to be a cow, who am I to say?
Well, who am I? I'm also a little miffed so far. Again, I know it's an honor, not everyone can
Yeah,
be nominated,
I
but I
know.
went in for Mulisha. Mulisha, I nominated so far, haven't
You
seen
nominate-
it, and I just
Where's Mulisha?
always next year
I
for
know.
Mulisha. But
I know. You can't. All right, look, all I know is that all these cows are winners.
they're
and
winners.
I need us to move along.
Oh, I like that.
Did
Oh,
you
I like
like
that. I like that. And now I got one too.
yeah. Okay.
Let's cow over there. No,
that wasn't
okay.
as
No, that
good.
wasn't.
You should
Okay.
cower.
Thanks, Miss.
You should
Oh, good.
cower.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh. Okay.
Beneath my amazing punditry. Anyway, you know why we're here? It's not actually to talk about cows at this particular minute. It is the Max Fun Drive, wrapping that bad boy up. Where are we? We have
18,900 and I don't know numbers. What is that? 90. 18,990. Numbers are hard. Numbers are hard.
Part of the reason we have that many is that Seth Jenny Bate has been supporting Max Fun since 2010, and has suggested that Helen Hong is the funniest. And you know what I have to say to that?
What do you gotta say? Something good?
She's right.
Okay, there it is.
Do you like that?
The truth is the truth. That is very, very big of you, Biz. I didn't. You know what? You know what it is? It's the Maximum Fun Drive season. It's gotten to you. That little heart of yours is big.
It grew
big.
a little.
And one thing that one thing I love about the Maximum Fun Drive, it really does feel like it's a family affair. We're all coming together. It feels like the holidays, not that Thanksgiving thing. We're gonna rebrand Thanksgiving later, but it feels like everyone coming together and there's gift giving. Like so you all are out there supporting us, and we're able to keep going. And what I love is we've got this new thing called Boosting. It just came out last year, new, fresh for you. So Boosting is great. Like, so if you're already a member and you can't make that jump, maybe you're at the $20 level and you're like, you know what? I got enough pins. I got enough swag. I want to help with the numbers. See James and Biz do that dance. I want to try to get them to 22,000. And so maybe you can't get to that, 20 to 35.
Yeah.
Maybe you can go to 20 to 26, 27, and you're still part of the fun, part of the magic. So you can boost, and it's fun to say. You can be like, oh, I'm boosted. You don't just boost, you boost your membership.
Abby Trias just boosted.
Okay, Abby, go on. You boosted over there. You boosted. I hope you get boost. And you just go to maximumfun.org/manage, just like Abby did. So do as Abby does, y'all. Do as Abby do.
Giving the gift of Max Fun is a gift, just like the gift of comedy and learning and joy and laughter and joy and laughter. We've got
double laughter. That's how funny
we have
it
some
is.
fun things coming up, don't we? Real
we've
soon.
got all kinds of great things that are coming up soon. We're just way too excited. And remember, there's a gift for this level for everybody. You get pins at the $10 level, that's like my favorite. Megan Lynn Cott. Want to give all the praise because every time she be doing it every year. Definitely want to go and get those pins for yourself. But we just got your pin this year.
My pin this year is a cake, and it says cake parenting. And your pin is
a bunch of fists in the air and multicultural, because we can do it because together we're the majority, y'all. That's right.
I know. But listen to this.
Biz, we're finally living up to the name of this, which is this game show extravaganza. And they're like, all they're talking about is cows so far. Hey, cows need their time too. But we're getting to our first game show, first of 3 game show segments coming up.
1, 2, 3.
Look at her count.
That's right. We have got Troubled Waters and Dr. Game Show ahead, right? By the way, Dr. Game Show is going to be live. Anything can happen. A little.
Yeah. You never know. Little nipple slip. I'm surprised my nips have stayed in so far.
I'm counting on them.
Thank the goddess.
To be released. But
we got to get to 22,000. That's if we get to 50,000. That's
22,001 will get the nip. All right, James, but who's coming up now?
But right now, we have a video that is going to happen. It is a Go Fact Yourself mini-sode, and here it is right now.
Are you a real know-it-all? Do you annoy your family by shouting the answers while watching Jeopardy? Do you drive people crazy when you start a sentence with, well, actually? Well, guess what? You can go fact yourself. Hi, everyone. Welcome to a special mini episode of Go Fact Yourself, the show where we take the smartest people we know and make them look dumb. And then smart again. I'm Helen Hong, and now, socially distancing from our homes in Los Angeles, here's our moderator, J. Keith Van Straten.
Thank you, Helen Hong. Great to see you, and great to have everybody joining us here at the Max Fun Drive finale show.
Woo-hoo!
Thank you so much for your participation and attention.
Max Funners, you are literally the best podcast audience in the whole wide world.
That is science. Today we've got a very special mini episode of Go Fact Yourself, as Helen mentioned, to celebrate all the goodness that is Max Fun Drive. Both of our guests are hosts on Maximum Fun, and if you want to hear some full episodes of our show with Max Fun hosts, check out our full-length episodes with Dave Shumka from Stop Podcasting Yourself versus Laura House of Tiny Victories, and Dr. Sydney McElroy versus Justin McElroy from pretty much every other podcast on Max Fun. You can get those at gofactyourpod.com or wherever you get podcasts. All right, let's get started with today's game. Today on Go Fact Yourself, two guests will compete to answer questions about facts they know, facts they might not know, and frankly, facts they should know. Finally, we'll declare one of our guests the winner of today's show. Let's get started and meet today's guests. Helen, who is up first?
She spends her days refereeing the intense feud her dog Tugboat has with the Gophers in Griffith Park, and is the host of the Max Fun podcast, Can I Pet Your Dog? It's Renee Colvert.
Hello, Renee Colvert.
It's me. Hi, guys.
It is. Helen didn't lie for once. No, I'm kidding. Helen
Thank you.
Constantly, Helen, we have that problem where you introduce people who are not there.
I know. It's an addiction.
It's an addiction. Helen, against whom will Renee be competing today?
He is an Emmy-winning writer and producer who worked on 164 episodes of Friends and who created and hosts the Max Fun podcast Dead Pilot Society. It's Andrew Reich.
Hello, Andrew.
Hello.
Wonderful for you to join us. 164 episodes of Friends you worked on. How many episodes were there total?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Okay.
That's the first, so already we're already off to a great start. Where you're asking me questions I don't know the answer to.
Helen, would you like to dock him half a point for that?
Yikes, Andrew! Not starting out strong.
At a deficit. It's 200 and something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's between 200 and 300. I can tell you that.
Yeah, but wouldn't you say only 164 of them really hold
We're
up?
good. There are 164 good ones. Yeah.
Andrew and Renee, we asked each of you to provide us with a few topics outside your field of work in which you feel you have some expertise. Now, usually on our show, we would then quiz you about one of them and bring on an expert, but we only have about 15 minutes today. But since we would love to have each of you on a full episode in the near future, let's get a little preview of what we have to look forward to. Renee, of your many interests, you told us you know a lot about the musical Tick, Tick, Boom, Durango, Colorado, and sea turtles. Tell us a little bit more about each of those. Why would you have chosen the musical Tick, Tick, Boom as one of your areas of expertise?
Well, sure. So Tick, Tick, Boom is the other musical Jonathan Larson wrote. He famously wrote Rent. And in high school, I identified myself as like, I'm the guy who likes Rent. And then all of high school was like, yeah, us too. Everybody loves Rent.
Yeah. Sort of like being the one person who likes Hamilton nowadays.
Precise. Exactly. Exactly. So then I quickly familiarized myself with Tick, Tick, Boom, which is the musical he wrote right before then, and went around like saying those things. So like, we just told you we all like Rent. Nobody gives a shit about this other thing.
So now you would be the person who likes In the Heights.
Precise. Exactly.
Just
you
to put it in
see
terms
my
our listeners
logic.
will understand
Exactly.
now. That's terrific. By the way, we did an entire segment on the musical Rent on a previous episode of Go Fact Yourself.
Oh, I am
listeners
familiar.
might want to check that out. All right, next you said you know a lot about Durango, Colorado.
Yes. Durango is my first post-quarantine vacation. I'm taking myself ziplining this summer, and 2 to 3 hours a day have been spent just virtually vacationing there until I can actually get there.
Where even is Durango, Colorado?
Great. Thank you so much for asking. I was hoping you would. It's a town in Colorado that's like southwest there, but they've got an entire basically theme park called Soaring Over Colorado, where you
What?
just zip line over rivers and trees, and it's there's also a lot of history and cool things there, but I'm mostly familiarized myself with the zip lining
And also a lot of weed dispensaries.
Thanks, so
Having
much
been
weed.
there, almost every storefront is a weed dispensary.
So much
Oh
weed,
my
Andrew.
gosh! So
Yes.
you get high and then you just swing around. That
Right.
sounds not dangerous at all.
No, certainly not. Certainly no panic attacks.
That's why they call it Durang Whoa. And finally, Renee, you said you know a lot about sea turtles.
Yes, I a while back went to Mexico with a whole huge group of friends, and we got to see baby sea turtles get released. And now every time I see a sea turtle, I'm like, it's my son. Look at the man he's become. I'm so proud of him. But no, it's just they're cool animals who overcome adversity from the very beginning.
That is a really good point. If you saw like maybe, 3,000 baby sea turtles get released, one of the ones that are adults now must have been in the pile.
Bound to be the one I nurtured, right?
Yes, has to be.
Thank you.
We look forward to your spin-off podcast, Can I Pet Your Sea Turtle? All right, Andrew Reich, of your many interests, you told us you know a lot about the Criterion Collection, Polar Explorers, and exotic fruit. A winning combination if there ever were one. Let's find out a little bit more about those. Tell us why you chose the Criterion Collection as one of your topics.
Having my office here at the farmers market, the original farmers market in LA, which I do, there's a Barnes and Noble, and I'd like to, when I'm goofing off, just go and look at the covers of the Criterion Collection DVDs. I should say I don't own a single one. I just like looking at them. There's something so pleasing. There's something so nice to think about. Like you could just have watched all of these films and how smart and sophisticated you would be. If you
so to be clear, a more specific topic for you might be the Criterion Collection cover art.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I know a little bit more than that, and I do now have the Criterion channel, which I love.
Great.
But I know enough to know that as much as I want to buy them because I like them so much as objects, as soon as I did, it would assure I would never ever watch that DVD, because that's what happens when you buy DVDs.
Mm-hmm. What percentage of the movies would you say you've actually seen?
Oh gosh, I don't know, 5%, 10%.
Oh, okay.
A small
But I know
percentage.
a lot about even the ones I haven't seen. Because again, it's an aspirational thing. Oh, it would be so great to have seen all of these films.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes, or at least have seen what they look like in their fonts.
Yes.
Right.
All right, next, Andrew, you said you know a lot about Polar Explorers.
Yeah, I remember reading the book Endurance, and about Shackleton's ill-fated, and reading that, which is just, if you haven't read it, it's just one of the greatest books ever, and that really set me off on just a kick of just reading all about various polar explorers. I like survival stories and cold weather, people freezing to death, eating blubber, eating pemmican, which they seem to eat a lot. I don't know what it is. And just fascinated by all these guys just on these just crazy explorations. Like, why did they need to do this? Why would they risk their lives to do it? But it's just, I'm fascinated by it.
Isn't Shackleton the one who they eventually had to eat their snow dogs?
Yeah, it's the most heartbreaking part, because they loved those dogs. They
no,
really did.
what I appreciate about that is that he
Somebody's
says,
got to say that didn't actually happen. I'm sorry, I'm here.
Yeah,
Somebody
I'm
has to say
sorry,
that didn't
Renee.
actually
I'm sorry,
happen. It's
Renee.
urban
Well,
legend.
we're gonna look forward to Andrew's next podcast, Can I Eat Your Dog?
No.
And speaking of more pleasant things to eat, you said you know a lot about, Andrew, exotic fruit.
I'm a fruit lover. And whenever I
Not
travel,
afraid to say it?
Yeah, I'm not afraid to say it. Whenever
Now,
I
when does a
travel.
fruit go from regular to exotic in your eyes?
Well, I guess it's probably it's just like us calling things foreign films, right?
Right.
We're just calling them that because we're here. They're not made in the U.S. So if you're, in the country where everyone eats durian,
Right.
that's not an exotic fruit. So
Right.
this is just, a provincial American, viewpoint on it. But I just, whenever I travel, I'm just like, what's the fruit they have here that we don't have in California?
Would you consider dragon fruit to be exotic?
I think it was at one point.
Yeah, now it's just, come on.
Yeah.
It's old hat.
Now it's just like the Zara of fruits.
Next time I see a dragon fruit, I'm going to be like, you're the Zara of fruit.
Oh,
Just
God.
face it.
Why don't you just, pair that with some Mary Jane's shoes or something. Is that a fashion thing? I don't know.
What? I don't know.
All right. Well, when you guys are back on the show for real, we'll ask each of you some in-depth trivia questions about one of those topics. So we'll look forward to that. But for now, we're going to get your thoughts on something you might know nothing about. It's time to split some hairs with our What's the Difference round. We'll have one question for each of you, each worth up to 2 points. If either of you gives an incorrect answer, the other person has a chance to steal. Our topic today is one from an upcoming episode. So let's see how you two fare. Your topic today is pirates. First up is Renee. Renee, your question comes from a listener. Who is it, Helen?
It's from Matt Moster from Oxford, Connecticut. Thanks, Matt. Listeners and viewers, if you'd like to submit a suggestion for our What's the Difference round, go to gofactyourpod.com and click on Get Involved.
Thank you, Helen, and thank you, Matt. All right, Renee, in the topic of pirates, they both are things you might hear a pirate say, but what's the difference between I and I? I and I.
Ooh.
No, I.
Okay, sure, right, got it. Okay, Matt, I don't want to disappoint you. Okay, I think is, hey, hello, and I is yes.
Okay, very, very succinctly put, if nothing else. Andrew, we don't know yet if Renee's entirely correct. What do you think?
I think I is yes to someone who's like a peer, and I is yes to someone who's your superior on the ship.
Can I change my answer to what Andrew said?
You cannot. All right, well, this segment is eyeing the exit. Let's get to Helen Hong at the judges' table for the facts.
Here are the facts. I simply means yes. You'll commonly hear it in certain regions of the English-speaking world, or when voting yes, I, as opposed to no, nay, in a parliamentary voice vote. I is used aboard ships to tell a superior officer that an order was understood and will be followed. For instance, if an officer asked a sailor if they enjoyed their shore leave, the sailor would say, yes, sir, or aye, sir. But if the officer ordered the sailor to swab the deck, the sailor would say, aye, sir.
That's right. And if a sailor messes something up, they say, ay, ay, ay. Helen, how do they do in that?
I think Andrew got both of those right. Yeah.
All right, good job. 2 points for Andrew. All right, up next in this round is Andrew. Andrew, your question also comes from a listener. Who is it, Helen?
It's from Max Weintraub of Alexandria, Virginia. Thanks, Max.
Thank you, Max. Thank you, Helen. All right, Andrew, your question in the topic of pirates. They both might be sung on a pirate ship, but what is the difference between a sea song and a sea shanty? A sea song and a sea shanty.
I think a sea shanty is more of a banger. I think a sea shanty is a song that you
just when they drop that beat.
Yeah, I think a sea shanty is a song you dance to.
Okay.
Whereas a sea song is just a ballad and just something you all just sort of put your arms around. All the pirates just put their arms around each other and swayed back and forth to.
Very, very specific. We'll see if that specificity pays off. We've got Andrew's answer. Renee, what do you think?
Yeah, now I agree with Andrew, but that's not going to be interesting. So I will say a sea shanty is when you're blind drunk. Don't remember it the next day. A sea song is when your parents are in town and you're sober.
So in this scenario, the pirates are not getting drunk with their parents.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Just
drunk
making
versus
sure.
sober, basically. Yeah.
Okay, well, this segment needs to be put into scuppers with a hose pipe on it. Let's go to Helen Hong at the judges' table for the facts.
Here are the facts. A sea song is simply a song sung by sailors about the sea, often with musical accompaniment. A sea shanty is a rhythmic work song that is always a cappella. It's similar to the military cadence like left, 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 right, left, and I don't know, but I've been told, na, 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 in that it encourages those singing to it to perform a task at the same pace. So, that recent sea shanty craze on TikTok was actually a sea song craze. Stupid TikTokers.
Oh, Helen raging again against the TikTokers. That is right. Now, examples of rhythmic sea shanties include Yo Ho Ho and a Bottle of Rum and What Do You Do with the Drunken Sailor? But shanties don't even have to be about the sea to be a shanty. Although, guys, if you're going to sing a shanty, make it about the sea. Come on, what are we doing here? Helen, how did our guest do?
I don't think either one of you got that one right.
Yeah, not quite there. So what is our score as we go into the final round?
At the end of that round, Renee Colvert has 0 points and Andrew Reich has 2 points.
Okay,
Sounds
now
about
it is
right.
time. What, say again, Renee?
That sounds about right. That tracks.
It does sound right. Yeah, Helen is very accurate. All right, the game is not over, though, because it's now time for our final round we call Fast Facts. I'll read 10 statements, and each contestant will answer with true or false. I'll start with Renee and alternate between each guest. Each correct answer is worth 1 point. Again, the answer to each statement is true or false. This is a special podcast edition of our Fast Facts round. I hope you will enjoy. Here we begin. Renee, over 20% of Americans are familiar with podcasts.
True.
Correct.
Andrew, the word podcast is in the Oxford Dictionary.
True.
Correct.
Renee, the word podcast was added in 2001.
False.
Correct.
Andrew, it was added in 2010.
True.
Incorrect.
Renee, it was added in 2005.
True.
Correct.
Andrew, Microsoft tried to get podcasts to be called something else.
True.
Correct.
Renee, Microsoft tried to get them to be called Zoomcasts.
True.
Incorrect.
No, but I would have loved to have seen that.
Me too.
Andrew, they tried to get them to be called Windowcasts.
False.
Correct.
Renee, they tried to get them to be called Microcasts.
True.
Incorrect.
Andrew, they tried to get them to be called Filecasts.
True.
Incorrect.
Renee, they tried to get them to be called Bill Gates casts.
False.
Correct.
Andrew, they tried to get them to be called Maximum Fun casts.
I wish it were true, but false.
No.
Correct.
Jesse Thorne would have sued them into the ground. We're not going to count those last two. By the way, Microsoft wanted them to be called blogcasts. Blogcasts. I think podcast is much easier to say and not make me nauseous. Helen, are you ready to announce a winner to our special mini episode?
I am. At the end of the game, Renee Colvert has 3 points and Andrew Reich has 5 points.
Congratulations, Andrew Reich. You are the facting champion on this very special episode of Go Fact Yourself. Andrew, what will you do with your championship?
Oh gosh. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is just call Renee and get some help with my pandemic puppy who's out of control.
Yes, that is what happens when you win on Go Fact Yourself. The other contestant has to help you with a project.
Has to clean up after their dog. That's only fair. I get it.
We want to thank so much Andrew Reich and Renee Colvert. Helen, you have some special thanks as well.
I do. Special thanks go to Casey O'Brien, Julian Burrell, Laura Swisher, April Pendergraft, and everyone else at Maximum Fun.
Check out our show, Andrew's show, and Renee's show wherever you get podcasts, and thank you for supporting the Max Fun Drive. I got the t-shirt, Max Fun Drive, yay!
Wowie zowie, didn't see it coming. You know, Andrew won, took it. I have to say, I am biased. Renee is my girl,
Renee.
my love,
I
the
love
love of my
Renee.
life, and I was
I know.
rooting for her. But
I was too.
yeah,
I didn't know she knew that much about turtles.
didn't
right?
do that. Not
Yeah.
surprised. Not surprised. I am also like horrified for her where they went down that rabbit hole of murdering dogs. You don't talk about that around Renee. You
know.
don't say that around Renee. It went on for a little bit too long, but round of applause.
I
Friends
know.
is always
Hey.
winning. Andrew, way to go.
Were
Love it.
Amazing. Hey,
Too good.
hey,
Yeah.
you know what? Hey,
What up?
Hey.
Yeah. Hey.
I am hearing
Hi.
from the Max. Hi.
Powers
I'm
that
hearing-
be
Yes. Do you know where we are? Do you want to know where we are? We
Where
are
are we?
at.
in my room.
Oh,
You mean in the drive? You mean in the drive? Okay. Yeah.
No further along in the pandemic. Is that where we are? Okay, ready?
Yes.
We are at 19,087.
Yes. I also feel like this is also a quiz and test. Can Biz and James properly
numbers?
pronounce numbers? Oh,
I don't know.
if you would like to hear us do more numbers, keep it going. Keep it going. You're like, oh, I can't wait till they have to say this kind of number.
Wait, we have a new number.
It's a new number. Let's see. Let me try this one. Let me try.
Okay, you try.
19,090. That's it.
That's
It's just
I would have said
90.
19090.
That was a
That
great
would've been
year.
rough.
Actually,
Yeah.
not a great year for people like you and I. We would have
Oh,
not. No. People were like, what year do you want to time travel back to?
Never.
I want to go to the future, 2000. 68.
I want to time travel to last week. That was a good week. Sometimes.
Yeah,
All right,
there
listen.
was a day. Yeah.
I would always time travel back to a Max Fun Drive. I would travel right back to www.maximumfun.org/join.
One of the best places to time travel to.
I could keep boosting and upgrading and supporting. James, you know
Yes.
what? You know what? Sometimes people say, hey, $5 a month, really? Does that have an impact? And I'm glad it does have an impact, but what do I get?
Okay, because I get it. Because you're like, give a little, get a little. I understand. I'm into it. So what would somebody get in that? Well, if you join for $5 a month, what do they get?
You get satisfaction of knowing that you are making listener-supported, artist-owned shows happen.
I love
being
it.
Successful. I mean it. It allows, when you support the show at any level, you are making it so that we can make the shows the way we want to make the shows. I have a feeling, James, if we worked somewhere else, somebody might have an opinion on what you or I have to say.
Can we just like, it is such a rarity that folks like you and I get to have, and other artists as well here,
Smart
but like
people.
just to be, yes,
You and
we get to.
smart, attractive,
It's
talented
rare
people.
for smart, attractive, talented people just to have the
Talented
freedom
people
to do it ever they want. But it is, I have to say, being a Black queer man, to be able to have free reign with being able to tell the stories and lead a community for over almost 6 years. And same thing with you. Like it's such a niche, and the members are supporting that. You're helping this community sustain itself so we can keep doing the work that we have to do. It's been a wild year. And I think the next year we're going to need this place. We're going to need this community as a refuge.
Yep, and plus bonus content.
Oh, yes. Oh yeah. I mean that really is. That's the greatest. It's the greatest gift of all, really, right? Isn't it? Yeah.
Right, bonus content. I'm not sure if you are new to Max Fun that you really understand what that bonus content means. James and I both have been doing shows here for a very long time, so there's a lot of backlog of bonus shows, and you get everybody else's phone. It's like 200 hours of listening to stuff.
Just when you thought, you're like, I've listened to all of the Max Fun episodes, there's nothing left. You've got, we won't call it BOCO, because you and I both agreed that we don't care for that word.
We don't like that.
We don't like it. We don't like it. But the bonus content is waiting for you in the bonus content catacombs.
Oh my God.
There's catacombs.
Oh
yes.
my God. It's like a great gift.
It is a great gift. It's the greatest gift. Just go to MaximumFun.org/join to make that happen. But okay, Biz, it's time for some good. We got some good coming up.
Good?
Oh, we got some good. Okay, coming up in the show, we've got a live, this is later, we've got a live Dr. Game Show segment and 2 more nail biting installments. Yeah, bite those nails, because I'm on the edge of my seat. Of the 2021 Bovine Civic Pride Award, that's coming up.
I like to say the BCPA. But first,
their official term. That's what the kids are calling it.
A special episode of Troubled Waters. And I am told it is a showdown between words that I also dislike, Gen X and millennials, because you can't put baby in a corner. I hate limiting words. But all of that said, I am rooting for Gen X.
Well, there it is. Wow, you really just came out and said it, you know?
I'm a
not here to make friends, huh? Nah. Oh, I hate this terms. Well, you know what, Biz? That's totally fine, because I am obviously rooting for my fam on so many levels. Jarrett and Travell of Fanti, also fellow millennials, fellow Black queer fabulosos.
Yes.
And I know they're going to do it for Team Millennials. So the stakes couldn't be any higher. So let's take a look and see who wins.
Hey there, folks. I am Dave Holmes. Welcome to a very special Troubled Waters. We have assembled 2 teams to compete against one another in a pop culture battle royale like the old days. We've only got 15 minutes. This is a a Max Fun Drive special. Let's meet our contestants. She is an indie movie producer, film festival programmer, and she co-hosts the Max Fun movie podcast, the Untitled Iffy Alonso Andrea podcast. It's Drea Clark. It's Project.
Hello.
It's the Untitled Project. It's the Untitled Iffy Alonso Andrea project. Drea Clark, how are you?
I'm good. The good thing about an Untitled project is that it's malleable. So
That's right.
It's fine. Throw whatever words you want in there. We're still working it out.
Thank you so much, Drea Clark.
Thanks for having me.
He is a fitness enthusiast who, listen, is not afraid to flaunt his fitness on Twitter. We're speaking on the day that a photo dropped on Twitter that really changed the fitness paradigm. He also, I should say, co-hosts the popular movie podcast, The Flophouse. He's the owner of the Hinterlands Bar in Brooklyn, New York. I can't wait to get myself there. It's Stuart Wellington. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. Thanks for pointing out that I dropped my 1-year fitness progress pic on the internet. My wife said, "Are you sure you want to put a picture of your whole dong on the internet?" And I'm like, I guess, why not? What's the worst that can happen? And so far, nothing that bad.
Well, no, I mean, to you.
Yeah, to me, yeah. I guess you're right. No, you're right.
On the opposing team, he is a journalist and political commentator who does not satirize the news. He makes the news. Did you ever hear about that Melania Trump plagiarism scandal? Oh, yeah. He brought it to us. You can thank our next contestant, Jarrett Hill.
Hello.
Hello. You're half of the podcast duo behind Fanti, which we love.
That's correct. Yes.
Welcome. How are you?
I'm blushing looking at Stuart's photo. I'm light enough that can happen.
I mean, it's just...
So, yeah. There's just a lot happening.
Yeah.
There's a lot happening. There's a lot happening. There's a lot.
It's all about time of day, angle of the sun, angle of the picture, all those things.
Noted.
Okay.
Noted.
It's movie magic. They are a journalist, also a former film reporter for the LA Times, former director of entertainment for Out Magazine. They can be seen in the Netflix documentary Disclosure. They write, they slay, they slay. It's Tre'vell Anderson.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. Can't complain. How are you?
So good. I love your backdrop.
Thank you. Just wanted to give you all a little ooh-ah-ah sensation.
Well, I mean, we have received that. How is your life right now, Tre'vell?
We're making it one day at a time.
One day at a time.
One bathrobe at a time.
You mind your business over there, all right?
Beautiful bathrobe at a time. Okay, so normally this is a battle between teams, and it is that. But it is also, today, a generational battle, as Gen X faces off against millennials. Drea and Stuart, you are fighting for the pop culture relevancy of Generation X. I can already tell you, you're going to win. Jared and Tre'vell, you are fighting for the pop culture relevance of millennials. You've got your work cut out. Now, each team needs a name. Jarrett and Tre'vell, please give me a pop culture reference that best reflects your generation.
Jarrett, you know where I'm going.
Go.
Fantasia Barrino.
Yes.
Stop it.
Absolutely.
I said go for it, and then as soon as I said that, I was like, this is about to be Fantasia Barrino. Okay.
Fantasia.
You're welcome.
Sure.
I want Tre'vell yelling that to be my ringtone. And my doorbell. Yeah.
The thing I always remember about her finale was the broken stiletto, which is actually probably a better name for our team. She broke her heel when she was singing. We are the broken stiletto. That's the team name.
I'll take broken stiletto.
Yeah.
Broken stiletto. The Fantasia is silent. Okay, Drea and Stuart, what will your Generation X touchstone and team name be?
This is Stuart, you're handing this to me?
I'm handing it to you.
I'm gonna say Reality Bites. I feel like it's Douglas Copeland-esque, which nods to the generational name that we have. Their whole thing was talking about it. They're hella white, like me and Stuart. So, yes, thank you. Always got the Copeland. Nice.
Yeah, I've got it on my desk.
Right there.
We
did
desk.
not rehearse that.
I was going to say, in reaching distance.
Yeah. Did I do okay?
There. Yeah, I didn't even get out of frame. I have Douglas Copeland's Generation X Tales for an Accelerated Culture on my desk.
I can't believe I didn't yell Douglas Copeland with the same urgency of
Fantasia,
like.
But I mean, does Douglas Copeland have a very good soundtrack? No, he doesn't. Reality
That's
Bites does.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Yeah. Reality Bites versus Broken Stiletto. I love it. Let's get into it. Keep your buzzing words at the ready as we move forward. We're going to start it off with a round called Sounds Like Max Fun. In this round, I'm going to test your company loyalty and your audio cue figuring out skills.
We're completely fucked already, so...
No, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. I'm going to play you some audio clues to the titles of different Max Fun podcasts.
Wow.
You will then need to buzz in and identify the show. It's like a rebus kind of a deal, right? Okay. The results of this round will be taken into consideration in your performance review. Okay, here is your...
renewals, so, yeah.
That's right. Yeah. All right, here's the first clue. It'll be 2 clips. Okay, clip 1. Clip 2.
The Broken Stiletto.
Oh, I got
yes,
it. No,
Travell.
Is it Bullseye?
It is Bullseye. The sound of bulls and then the sound of a sigh. Bullseye.
Oh, sigh.
Oh, sigh. Okay.
You get it?
Okay. Well, considering Travell and I have both hosted Bullseye, I should have gotten that more quickly, but it's fine.
I thought it was a
Listen,
cow.
you have to. It takes a minute to get into the language of this round. It's very difficult. Okay, let's get into the second one. This one, you're going to crush it. I got a really good feeling about this. There are 3 audio clues in this one.
One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do.
Second.
Bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Bad.
And 3.
Mama said there'll be days like this. There'll be days.
Reality Bites. Reality
Stuart
Bites.
Wellington?
That would be One Bad Mother.
And that is correct. Nice! That is correct.
Oh,
thank
you.
Correct. Okay.
It was all teamwork, though. It was,
Your team's slightly older. All right.
I see what we're doing
Come
here.
on. Okay. There are 2 audio cues in question number 3. Let's hear them. Second.
Stop. Hang on. Wait. One more thing. Hi. I'm FEC. Is there time for questions? Good, because I have one. Why?
I know what this is. And I don't.
Broken Stiletto.
Who hosts it.
Yes, Jarrett Hill.
I just keep hearing with Judge John Hodgman. Travell, what is the first half of it?
You did it. That was all of it.
Judge John Hodgman.
That was it.
Boom.
Judge John
Okay.
Hodgman. Judge John Hodgman. Let's recap those scores at the end of that round. Y'all, we got a tie. Broken Stiletto's got 2. Reality Bites got 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Honestly,
I'm so far
as
here just for moral support. So keep up the good work, Stuart.
I'm trying.
as a member of Generation X, I'm just happy to have representation at all, and I'm happy to keep up with the millennials.
I love that the white man is talking about representation. We've got a black gay and a black non-binary queer. We got to get more white guys represented around here. So nice.
We got to get some Generation X white guys. All right. Okay. Let us get into our second round. It's now time for the limerick round. You know us middle-aged human beings love a good limerick. In keeping with our theme, it is family-based. I have a handful of limericks, each one about a famous real or fictional family. You tell me what family it is about.
Okay.
Limerick time. Okay. It's strange how these folks get their kicks. When they're on their way, you'll hear some clicks. They're all a bit scary. Their cousin is Harry. There's a sentient hand in the mix.
Reality Bites.
What is our name? Broken Stiletto!
Jarrett was fully giving me jazz hands for 3 seconds before Drea Clark shouted out Reality Bites. However, you must shout out Reality Bites. You must shout out
I thought you were going to give it to me, Dave Holmes.
So, Drea, what you got?
The Addams Family.
Addams Family is correct. Limerick number 2. You won't see these folks on your street. Their car gets tipped over by meat. Here's a bit of a shock. It's made out of rock, and they power the thing with their feet.
Reality Bites.
Oh, Drea.
The Flintstones.
The Flintstones.
Apparently, I love limericks.
Yeah,
I do love a limerick.
Apparently, I can't remember the name that I came up with because this is the second time I was like, what am I talking about? Broken stilettos.
Broken stiletto. Broken stiletto.
Okay.
Just say it to yourself. Just say it to
You
yourself.
can do it. I have faith in you, Jarrett.
Thank
I mean,
you.
I
And
don't want
finally-
you to, but I have faith.
Honestly, if Generation X wins this because of limericks, it's going to be perfect. Okay. Last limerick. What famous family? The dad seems to be really nice, and Oscar, he's won one twice. He's played astronauts and good guys of all sorts, but one of the sons just ain't right.
Oh, this could
Reality
be several
Bites?
people. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Is that Tom Hanks and his family?
It is the Hankuses.
Yeah.
It is the Hankuses.
Okay, so
I was like,
okay,
that's a
pause.
Chet Hayes
Hold on,
reference.
stop the game. Because I'm sitting here thinking like, what TV show is Tom Hanks on?
Well, I didn't say it was
And
always going to be TV shows.
I thought it was a fictional family.
Yeah, okay. Maybe that was some misdirection on our part.
Oh, wow. I'm calling Alex Trebek's spirit into this and saying that was cheating for the Gen Xers.
Yeah.
This is if I were Nene Leakes, I'd like close my computer on this reunion right now and be like totally pissed about it.
Absolutely not.
Well, that is the end of our limericks round. Let's recap those scores. Reality Bites is ahead by 3. They have 5. Broken Stiletto has 2. As we move into our final round, it is called Presidented or Unprecedented. It's very simple. Every so often in an actor's career, they are called upon to play the President of the United States. This is because screenwriters love to imagine what life would be like if they themselves were charismatic and powerful. That is why there are so many movies, so many television shows featuring the President of the United States as a character. So for this game, we're going to play you clips of actors who have played the role of president. You buzz in to tell us if they are presidenting in the scene that you are hearing or unprecedenting. First team to buzz in gets an answer. If a team answers incorrectly, the point goes to their opponent. In addition, you can be awarded show-off points if you are able to impress me with a fact related to the clip. Because you're all diehards.
Okay.
You all know your stuff.
Okay.
Number 1. Is Morgan Freeman the president? Let's hear it.
You have me at somewhat of a loss. I thought you would have learned a lesson by now about crawling out of your hole. Never lifted a finger against you. You armed those who have.
Broken
Stiletto.
Stiletto.
That clip. Ooh, yes. Team.
Travell.
No, you go.
No, you go.
You were so confident. You go.
I was never confident. I was hopeful. Okay, so
Go. I just said it for you.
I'm gonna say unprecedenting.
You are correct. You are correct.
Oh my God.
Yes. Morgan
You went
Freeman
through the
has
You went
played
through the Regis
president.
Philbin Rage of Faces there. I didn't know what you were about to say.
Yeah.
Very
This
good.
is what I do. This is what I do, Jarrett.
Okay.
Freeman, as you know, has played the president multiple times, but that was a clip from London Has Fallen when he was playing the vice president. So if you've got a fun fact about London Has Fallen, I mean, everyone's got their favorite fact about London Has Fallen.
I mean,
if you've got one I haven't heard before.
One. Yeah.
Really, my favorite fact about London Has Fallen was Meghan Markle's involvement with Oprah Winfrey in that iconic. I have no idea what that movie is. So
Okay. You really had me going, though. Honestly, if you had told me she was in it, I would have been like, oh, I didn't know that, and given you points. But you bailed on your own thing, so I can't.
Sorry. Okay. I'll have to commit
to
next
it,
time.
Jarrett.
You have to commit. You have to commit. Keep that in mind as we go into number 2, Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Nevada is my state. I'm going to be president. I'm going to be the first elected lady president. I'm going to have a lovely inauguration. Billy Joel is going to sing. So you guys have to
Broken
stop
Stiletto.
the recount.
Mm-hmm.
This feels too easy because it feels like it's Veep. However, she plays the vice president through a lot of the series and then becomes president. I'm sorry, I'm working it out loud. I'm going to say
this is good.
because it feels like you're playing us, I'm going to say unprecedented.
Okay.
No, that was presidented. That was
Oh.
from the season where Selena Meyer became president of season 3 of Veep, when the actual president resigned, and then she lost the job in an election cycle later on. So no.
Damn
point to
you, Jared.
However, you can earn some bonus points if you've got some Veep facts that you want to throw my way.
Veep
again-
lasted 5 seasons on HBO and
Right,
just
did
wrapped
know
up
that.
their final season last year.
Okay.
Oh, it has to be a fact you didn't know? Oh,
yeah,
I
I
have
mean,
one.
like maybe not the first thing that comes up when you IMDb.
Yeah.
So, okay. Wow, Dave, really aggressive there. I will say that they did a scientific study of Veep that said that Veep has more laughs per minute than any other comedy on television.
I don't care if that's
I'm
true or
making that
not.
up.
Wow.
3 points to you.
Yes!
We got the one for them getting it wrong, though, right?
Drea,
I don't
sit
know.
down.
Talk to our scorekeeper.
Keep up the good work, Jared.
Yes. Christian says yes. All right, Martin Sheen in this next clip, presidented or unprecedented?
If there had been a TV in every living room 60 years ago, this country does not elect a man in a wheelchair.
Okay.
Broken Stiletto.
Yes.
Presidented.
Unprecedented. That is Martin Sheen
Come
playing
on,
Chief of
Dave.
Staff A.J. McInerney to President Andrew Shepard in 1995's The American President.
You're fucking up, Jarrett.
And The American President is like the first
That's a
movie I
tough
thought
one.
of when you mentioned this game, and then I went and fucked that up. So
Okay.
That's
okay.
interesting.
You want a fact?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd love one.
Yeah.
The American President. Oh, okay. The American President was written by Aaron Sorkin, and it was written so long that when they cut it down and cut it down and cut it down, a lot of the stuff that didn't make it into The American President became The West Wing.
Ooh.
That's it.
Yes. 1 point for the fact, 1 point for the snap.
Ow!
That's fair.
It
Style
was-
points, yeah.
Yeah. Next, in this clip, is Harrison Ford presidented or unprecedented?
Why was I kept out of it?
You weren't kept out of it. You're neck deep in it. You went before Congress and you got the money for it. You went before Congress and you lied to
I never lied to Congress.
You lied
You know I didn't lie.
Broken Stiletto.
Oh, yes. Jarrett and Travell.
I
Go ahead,
think it's
Jarrett.
presidented from Air Force One.
Okay.
Oh.
Come on, Dave.
Right, you're right-ish. No, you're not right at all. Unprecedented.
Dave, give
That
us
was
Dave, take us
Harrison
away.
Ford as Jack Ryan
Yeah.
in Clear and Present Danger.
Yeah.
I feel
He
it's
does
hacked.
eventually become president in the Tom Clancy novels, but Ford only played him during his time as an intelligence agent.
You know, I'm really disappointed in the way that you did that, Dave. I feel like it was personal and disrespectful. So,
But it was
Yeah.
good radio. It was good podcasting. You know it.
It
You
was
know it.
perfect. Yeah.
The producers made me do it because it's good that way.
Okay,
Keeps the listener
okay.
engaged.
I have a fun fact. Can I get bonus points?
Yes, please. Sure.
So Harrison Ford is not the only actor to portray Jack Ryan on the screen. There have been others.
Okay.
I like you're not going to say who any
Yep.
of them are.
That was actively not fun. So no point to you. After that round, that was
Oh, wow.
that was a doozy. I
Yeah.
feel like that round might have changed everything, but I don't know. We'll find out. I can't. Oh, Broken Stiletto has 16. Reality Bites has 12.
My world is crumbling.
Yes.
God. Generation X forgotten again.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of White Boy Summer.
I know.
You guys, thank you so much for being here. This has been a pleasure. I love your shows, and I wish you a very happy
Your dog's
Max Fun
saying,
Drive.
"Wrap it up,
and,
wrap
and
it
so
up."
does my dog. I am
Wait,
so sorry.
Wait, do we not like win money or prizes or something? That's why I
No,
showed up.
unfortunately, no money or prizes. We just get to continue being a part of the Maximum Fun family.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm calling my agent because I am not happy right now. This is not what I signed up for.
Whoa, see, there it is. Biz, I told you, the millennials, sorry, Gen X, we're always going to pull it through, especially with Fantite in the house. Broken Stiletto, love that team name. Love it.
That's all right because we're tired.
Okay, that's fair. You know what? That
We're
is
tired.
fair. Okay, that is
And we
fair.
had better music and television. Anyway.
Well, okay, we're gonna draw
what?
the line in the sand and agree to disagree. Here's something we can both maybe agree on. I saw the photo, Stuart's hot summer photo
I
that
can
broke the
agree on
internet.
that.
Let me tell you, if you haven't seen it, folks, Google the internets for it. Really representing the flop house and the little speedos there.
Zing,
The flop house
ring.
was
Oh,
representing.
It was not a flop.
Nope, not at all. And it's similar to when Camille Nanjiani broke the internet. Stuart did the exact same thing when Camille Nanjiani came out with his, I'm gonna be in a Marvel movie. Look at my muscles. And,
I remember that.
Blah, 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 drool. It's been a long pandemic, Biz.
Yeah.
Been a long
Hey,
pandemic.
James. Speaking of community.
Yeah, that's. Sometimes I just forget that. It's not just you and I hanging out on a Zoom watching our friends do funny videos.
I always talk about community when we're just hanging out. What are you talking about?
Always, yes.
I do. What? All right, who's ready to watch James read a number?
Oh, who? Yeah. Oh, is it time? Is it time? A number alert. Number alert. You are doing so great. I want to give you all the snaps. You are just chip chopping along. We're getting there. We're going to get to that 22,000. Y'all want to get that dance. We are at currently 19,146. Nailed that number. And you all did so good. Y'all are doing so great. 22,000 gets us to that dance, so y'all can be on the TikToks doing what you do.
Tell me about the dancing, James. Can you just tell me, like, if we get there, and we are chipping away.
Oh, we're getting
there.
there.
If we get there, what would a move be?
I can give you a little taste test. I'm only giving one. Because you gotta earn it. There's no participation point. You gotta set a goal. You gotta hit it.
All right.
Here's a move.
Okay.
That's one. There it is.
Wait,
that's one move.
I can't do it, James!
That was not it, Biz. I usually am gonna just see. Oh. See, this is why we need we gotta get to 22,000 so we can learn the full move so we can untie Biz, who's already not doing well at count one. Only if we get there.
Only if we get there. Won't somebody think of Biz? All right. Yeah.
Think of the Biz. Think of the Biz.
Think
of the Biz.
James and I were talking off air, and we're saying that a delightful name for a show hosted by you and I, James, and by we came up with this, I mean somebody else did, and we're stealing the name of it and pretending that we just came up with it. And it was called Jabusiness. So we could say that's none of
Jabusiness. Let's get that on a t-shirt too. We're getting t-shirt ideas. But see the creativity that comes out in this community here. And so like for yourself, like what is it meant to be a part of the Maximum Fun community?
I gotta tell you, I adore the Max Fun community. It's really nice because we're listener supported, not having to. Honestly, one of my favorite things is saying no to advertisers. I mean it. There are a lot of advertisers that come along that I, for example, don't think really speak to the, who One Bad Mother, who my community is. Like the community is there as well as the community at large. And I really love that. I love that I can make mistakes sometimes, and I have. And the community has been, when I say quick, I don't mean quick to judge and like yell at me, quick to tell me how I can get better. And I really...
There's that oops, ouch. That's how we grow.
My favorite thing is to apologize, be wrong, and learn. Like, I fucking love doing that.
A genuine apologies. And we see on Minority Corner all the time, giving people the space and grace to grow. And I feel like for myself, like doing this podcast and being a part of like the Minority Corner community and the greater Maximum Fun community, it's just really great people who are showing up to be better people and human beings and to show up in the world, not just as allies, but accomplices, right? So we can really take care of what we need to get done. And then also laugh and have a good time and just, shoot the stuff together. So it's been so warming. And I don't think that there is another space like this, right? Like I'm not I'm not Meghan Markle. I'm not a Duchess.
No,
I know.
yeah.
I might be one in my heart, but
Yeah, oh.
I don't got that Meghan Markle money. I mean, apparently neither does she anymore because her husband's broke. But what I love about this is it's like every day, not every day like we're basic, but just like, we get to do shows that we love and do. I did not call us basic on this drive.
Wow. Thank you, James, for the basic. Speaking of basic.
No one's talking about basic.
Talking about basic.
Do
Move
not
over.
segue into this.
I have
Do
a
not
beef.
Okay, that's better. That's better.
I
Don't
have a
segue into
beef.
this next segment calling it basic.
I have a beef to pick with
Basic
you,
beef.
James.
Oh,
because
okay.
of the whole basic thing you just said. What I want to do is just bring in our next video. Did you know that we are going to get a chance to meet some more cows?
I'm hoping Mulisha pops up in this batch. That's my hope. That is my hope.
Keep
Justice
hoping.
for Mulisha.
We are going to hoof it.
Ooh, okay.
On
And you know what
over.
you know what I heard?
What?
Is that one?
You got it!
Did I do it? Did I do it? There's a herd.
You did it. Okay. All right, listen. We're in luck because it is time for part 2 or part moo.
Oh.
Bovine Civic Pride Award, the BCPA. Let's see who the nominees are now.
Teresa got in touch, and Teresa writes, are you accepting bison as nominees? Bison, aka buffalo, are bovines. I ask for the small family of bison on the neighbouring reservation in Pala, California. They are so cool and are a landmark in our area. If you accept all bovines, I nominate the 3, mum, dad and baby. And this is seriously cute business, guys. Look at that little one. So cute. But I'm sorry. I mean, you'll be aware that with the history of this award going back and back and back, a buffalo or bison has never won. It's always been a domesticated cattle. They've come close, but there's a kind of it's not me. It's the Academy, really. They're quite a conservative, traditional lot at the Academy, and they're never going to vote for a buffalo. I'm sorry. Dan James submitted this cow. He writes, Morag made me happy, therefore she deserves to win. If only it were so simple, Dan. I'm sorry, you are wrong. This isn't a does the cow make me happy competition. Every cow makes me happy. It would be impossible to choose. This is which cows are doing the most in their local area for the local people they live with, for their community. And this cow, again, is doing jack all for its community. It's lying down in the middle of the day. It's not community-minded. It's not a cow that's going to win this award. And please don't waste our time again next year with a similar entry, Dan. Really, take a look at yourself. You've embarrassed yourself here. Moonica writes, I'd like to know what steps Maximum Fun and Beef and Dairy Network are taking to ensure actors in cow costumes don't overshadow this year's awards. It's about integrity in bovine civic awards. And I couldn't agree with you more there, Moonica. Obviously, what she's referring to is last year's awards, and the year before that and the year before that. Last year's awards were won by a cow, which in the end turned out just to be the actor Sean Penn in a cow suit. The year before that, again, a different cow won. But when they undid all the zips, it was Sean Penn again. And the previous year before that, again, it was won by Sean Penn. So, actors are a problem with this award. I mean, I say actors, it's largely Sean Penn. Moonica, I guess I just want to say we're all doing our best, and that's, I think, all you can expect from us. If it turns out to be Sean Penn, I'm sorry, but we really are powerless. He's an incredible actor, and the way he embodies a bovine psyche whilst inside the costume, it's totally baffling. So yeah, we're doing our best. That's all we can say.
Wow, I am on the edge of my seat. I have some beef right now.
Yeah, you have a beef.
I have a beef. You know what? Sean Penn, stay in your lane. Or actually, no, stay in your pen. Stay in your pen, Sean.
You have some pinned up anger about the Sean Penn.
I'm It's utterly ridiculous.
I am going to take
I
pen
don't-
to paper about my displeasure of Sean Penn stealing the BCAP.
Yeah, the BCAPs. This is quite the uproar. I can't wait to see the hashtags that come out of this one. So justice for Alicia. Still rooting for it. Okay, but we have our next. Our next segment is gonna be extra live like us, live like how you and I can reach out and touch ourselves, each
Like
other.
live?
Yes, like boop, boop. That's how live works.
That's how live works. Yeah, you know why? Dude, I'm sorry. I was so distracted by booping. All right, look, that is right, James. That is right, James. It is time for the spectacular Dr. Game Show. That is what's happening. Let's welcome our Dr. Game Show hosts, Joe Firestone and Manolo Moriano. Ow.
Yay! Look how excited. Hey, what up? Hi. Happy Max Fun Drive. And
Happy Max Fun Drive.
You guys are killing it, by the way.
Yes,
we're getting the band back together.
Yeah.
We're getting the fam
finally.
together.
I know, we're all four together.
All of us again. Oh, I just remembered how much you guys made me nuts. Screw this.
Okay, well, we have some more fam that is coming on board here. So we also want to welcome the Maximum Fun hosts that we'll be playing this evening. We've got Christmas Daddy Alonzo Duralde from the Untitled Iffy, Drea, and Alonzo Project.
Pop them up.
Come on, there we go. That's what we want to see. Hello, Christmas. You're and a zaddy. You could also be a zaddy too, you know.
I answered either.
Yeah. Good, smart. Oh, we have more, James. Are you gonna
We got
introduce
more.
No,
We've
is that
got
it?
more.
That's
Yes,
it.
it's the JV Club, other love of my life of many loves. The JV Club's Janet Barney. Come on, girl, get on over here. Yes,
I've not
now
seen
it's a
Janet
party.
Barney in like a long time. Whoa, there. Whoa.
I am worn out.
You are tired now.
I
But
wanted
you're
to
not-
be.
And good night.
I'm mobile.
And
I'm
good
on my
night.
feet. I'm not
Yeah.
sitting down.
But you're like so high up altitude wise right now. Are you breathing okay? I can see
Does
you're
my
in the
voice sound
mountains.
funny? Because I think above the oxygen layer is the
Yeah.
helium layer.
I
And
think that's what it is.
This
That
isn't going to be
beautiful
about science, I hope, because that
mountain.
is
No,
very
no.
untrue.
Yeah,
Well, we've also got some other great folks coming on here as well. And now for one of the network's newest shows, we have the host of Tiny Victories, Annabelle Gurwitch and Laura House. Come on. There we go. Now it's a party.
Now it is a party.
We made a tiny sign.
Oh, yeah.
Yay!
Love tiny. Oh, that's so on brand. On brand.
Annabelle, you're on mute. Quick, unmute yourself.
Oh no, it's like you won an Oscar. No one can hear.
I know.
Oh no! Oh,
There we go.
I was on mute.
Oh, how embarrassing!
We're back.
Little
Oops,
podcast
and I'm
host, huh?
submerged in a yellow room. I don't know why my light is yellow, but I'm under sea in yellow.
Oh, that is
Love
a
it.
very weird ocean that you were in which I would be concerned about the color. Anyway, last one. One more person coming on.
Yes.
Are you ready? Newest,
Yes.
one of the newest shows on the network as well. The newest show. The newest,
newest,
of the, new
the newest
shows
of the new.
is John Moe from Depression Mode.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm all alone in Minnesota as befitting my characterization in the show.
Also on brand. Love it. This is
Yeah.
great. Y'all are
We
showing
all have
up.
parts to play.
We do have our parts to play.
And our
my-
part right now is to let y'all have it. So good luck. I hope you're all here to make friends, and we're off.
Yeah, we're gone.
Oh, no. Oh, goodbye.
Oh, now he's just a headshot.
Oh, no. And they're gone. Okay, well, listen, it's about to get nasty. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to play some games with you all. And this is going to be a high-stakes situation. You have the chance to win magnets. Okay, so this is a really, yeah, it's a really big deal. Okay, does everybody have something metal to stick?
No, I don't have any metal. I don't have any metal. I didn't know.
I'm willing to find something metal.
I have the microchips from my vaccine. Does that count?
Perfect.
Yeah, that counts. John, do you have anything? Okay, great. Yeah, great. Yeah, that'll work.
Devil
And
horns.
Annabelle, do you have
yep.
anything that you can stick in? Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so everybody has some stakes in the game. Wonderful. Manolo, are you ready to play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Hey.
Yeah. How about
yeah.
you? Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready to play. This is going to
Okay.
be really, really good. Okay, so listen, we can just kind of make everybody play every game, which I think is going to happen. Okay, so first game is called Werewolf Radio. This was
Werewolf
voted
Radio.
in. This is submitted by listeners, the very people that support this podcast network. Okay, so this is submitted by Alyssa Lannon from Venice, Florida. Manolo, do you want to come up with a little theme song for it?
All right.
I know.
I'm gonna. This is, by the way, if you're new to this, I do custom theme songs just because it throws people off.
No, I would say it gets people jealous. If anything, people get kind of envious
All
about.
right. Well, we'll see. All right.
Uh-huh.
By the way, I'm not learning.
Manolo, you could just go for it.
All right. Okay. Werewolf Radio, Werewolf Radio. They use the radio because they get bored in the forest. Yeah.
Wow.
You picked a waltz. That means a lot to me
Was
because
it?
I love a waltz
awesome.
signature. Yeah.
Like for dancing?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, I see.
Really, it made the
Classic
silence
mountain
feel
waltz.
like the absence of music. You know, it was so full. All right, here's the rules. Okay, so this is a deep cut, unfortunately, but not too deep of a cut that if you don't know it, you get on board right away. But this is what Alyssa writes. We haven't heard a round of Werewolf Elton John in a while, the famous Dr. Game Show game where players sing an Elton John song while slowly transforming into a werewolf. Werewolf Radio is played the same, with the same rules as Werewolf Elton John, except not limited to Elton John songs. So essentially, folks, what we're asking you to do is kind of sing a song and then at some point turn into a werewolf. This is actually one of the worst games because there is no winner. You'll notice there's no way to win. And it's just humiliating. So with that said...
Humiliating pageant.
Yeah,
I just want to say I'm terrible at games, and so I'm having a little bit of anxiety.
Look, listen,
I was on the Hollywood Squares, and everyone was trying to avoid my square to win. They weren't even trying to win anymore because they were just Annabelle Gurnage to lose, Annabelle Gurnage for the crowd. I kept getting it was just a disaster, and but I'm going to try. I'm going to try.
We're the
But
bizarro.
I'm not going to go for
squares. We're circles.
Yeah.
So we're on the same page. We're on the
And
same page.
If you think that this game that we just described counts as a game, I mean, that's a lot of credit to, that's a lot of credit. And I bet Alyssa Lannon appreciates that. But yeah, basically, it doesn't seem like there is really any strategies, just kind of coming up with a song and then becoming a wolf. That's
Be a wolf.
that's what we need from you this time. So I'm going to just go ahead and start with somebody, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I am going to have to start with somebody. Alonzo, it's, too bad, man. It seems like you're going to have to go for it.
All right. Do I introduce this? I don't even know what I'm doing.
Just wing it.
Since we're not doing Elton John, I thought I would go to the close functional equivalent of Elton John. So I'm doing a little Billy Joel, if that's okay.
Nice.
Oh.
Bottle of white, a bottle of red, perhaps a bottle of rosé instead. I'll meet you anytime you want at our Italian restaurant.
Man, I wish the closed captioning was on for this. But I don't think it is.
I made a tiny sign for Alonzo.
Oh my gosh!
Good work. Good work.
Alonzo, not only do you get a custom magnet for doing that, but you also get the Bravery Award. Congratulations. Really nice
magnet.
work on that. Wow, this is giving me chills. Let's go ahead. Unfortunately, we do have to make the rest of you do this. Yeah, so it's easy if you forget that you have dignity and
Yes,
any kind of.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah, Laura, unfortunately, you are next. Yeah.
Perfect. I went with a song. You'll recognize it. You'll see it's floating through my head a lot. Alexander Hamilton. My name is Alexander Hamilton. And there's a million things I haven't done. Just you. Just you.
Yes.
A werewolf.
The final form.
Oh, and then at the end you just said, could you just repeat that last sentence? What was that?
I'm a werewolf.
Right.
As he wrote
That's how
it.
you can tell she's a werewolf.
Because it's radio. They have to tell
Wanted
you.
it to be
Radio.
clear.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not a werewolf.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
of
that
course.
was really helpful, Laura. I don't think anybody thought to do that yet. So you do get the invention award.
Yeah. You
Really
just
nice work,
improved
as well as
the
a magnet.
play, yeah.
Wow, the stage has been set, and the steps are a million to get to this stage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, so yeah, it's gonna be hard, and looks like John. So sorry,
Okay.
you are next.
I mean, you got veteran performers up here, and I'm the guy in Minnesota. I thought about doing In the Dining Room, Joe, just to curry favor from you personally.
Oh no!
But I'm not gonna. I'm reaching into the Rupert Holmes songbook, and I'm going with the big hit. I was tired of my lady. We'd been together too long. Get me some drums here, everybody. Like a worn out recording of a favorite song. So while she lay there sleeping, I read the paper in bed. And in the personal columns, there was this letter I read. I feel like pina colada.
Oh no.
Very much.
Wow, John.
I decided to go for a more abrupt transformation.
Yeah, and you got Laura made you a tiny sign, just so you know. It looks like.
Oh,
Hey, John.
I'll send it to Minnesota.
That
Yeah.
was my tiny victory.
If you
John,
didn't notice, all the drums turned into werewolf too.
Yes,
As drums do.
as drums do. John, you actually get the abrupt change award, and you also got you also get a magnet. So congratulations, really nice work.
A custom microchip locator.
Yes,
Nice. Thank you so much.
wonderful work. Listen, Annabelle, you unfortunately it is your turn.
I like the game show host.
Okay,
that
I'm
apologizes
sweating.
a
So
lot.
I feel like change is happening already. Okay,
Yeah.
some kind of either menopause or the werewolf change. One of the two. Maybe it's the same. Maybe it's
this
just.
is- it's the same. This is Menopause
Same.
Radio.
Okay.
Welcome.
Okay. I have to go with Elton John because you said Elton John's name, and now I can't get Elton John out of my head. I'm that kind of OCD person. Okay.
Yeah.
So fun people, just go with me on this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye, yellow brick road, where the dogs of society howl. Ho, ho, ho,
Wow.
The
that's good
Theatrical.
commitment.
Wow, and you got a sign. Wow.
Yay,
Wow,
yay,
Annabelle,
no.
you do get the commitment award. Congratulations. You really buried the lead in terms of your talent and commitment. Really good work. You also get a custom magnet.
Of course.
Wow.
You know, it's a good thing I retired from acting, because if I hadn't already, this would have done it.
Yeah, yeah, we completely understand. That was wonderful. We are all so tired from acting, but it was wonderful. So, okay, so listen, Janet, I'm so sorry you have to do this loose caboose style, but you have to, and I know
Loose
you
caboose.
can.
I'm like very much blanking on songs. I couldn't think of a song. I have thought of a song.
Oh.
And this is the only one I can think of. I'm really sorry. There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying. Oh, when it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can't go on. This is a good time for me to tell you I'm just going to try to sing as much of this as I can and never get to a werewolf. Pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We're all a part. Oh, that's Willie Nelson. We're all a part of God's great big family. And the truth, love is all we need. We are the world. Again, not going to stop until someone tells me we are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. The choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me. When you're down and out, and it seems no hope at all. And I know this part is Huey Lewis, but if we just believe, there's nowhere we can fall. And then Cyndi Lauper, wow, 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 start to realize all that a change can only come when we stand together as one.
That was Kim Carnes just there.
And it's fading out. We are the children.
Oh, it's cutting out? Oh no, it's fading.
No.
Wow.
It's just a fade. It's just one of those fades. That was the end of the song, though. That was the whole song, I'm pretty sure.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Is
I
there
missed the Dylan part, but
Yeah, I missed the Dylan part as well.
Willie Nelson as a werewolf.
I mean, I'm sure he was in there.
Slowly turn into
Okay.
Bob Dylan.
Janet, I hate to
fun
ask-
little fact.
Yeah.
Yep. A fun fact. I was my first job as an actress in LA was I was hired to do a Western with Willie Nelson called Where the Hell's That Gold? And I played a prostitute in the Old West, and every night we got stoned in Willie's bus. And one night I'm playing Willie Nelson's guitar and then realizing I'm playing Willie Nelson's guitar.
Wow.
Yeah. that
Did
was
he turn into a werewolf?
Wow. I
Did the guitar turn into a werewolf?
Is somebody a werewolf?
Wow.
In my song, no one was a werewolf.
No,
in my song,
Janet,
no one was a
yeah,
werewolf.
it does seem like you would have lost the game, but you actually got your own award. You did, and that is that's the phone call award. You got the phone call award, and that means that you.
I didn't think I was going to have to give a speech.
I wanted to call you and let you know that you are winning the award of children. You won the children award. Yes, we are the children award.
That's great. Hello, Joe. Hello.
Oh, sorry, I hung up. I have to go. But listen,
Willie Nelson is calling me. He wants
Willie Nelson.
I was playing his guitar back because he'll never get that time back. That he had to listen to my guitar.
I hope he finds the gold.
Gosh. Well, listen, it looks like we were supposed to play 3 games and we have played 1, and it does seem like the time is up. So with that said, I do think everybody did a great job. And it's incredible that all of you, we all host our own podcast. I mean, how is the room for... It's wonderful, isn't it? I mean, it really is. And so, listen, thank you all for playing with us. We really appreciate
Thanks
it.
so
You're all very
much.
funny and brave.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I guess we will. We're gonna call back Biz and James. We played 3 incredible games, but just it sounded like one. Yeah, it really did.
I gotta tell you, that was the most magnificent thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Amazing. And also, Janet, way to bring it. Like, I was like, oh yeah, we're doing a drive. If there's no We Are the World, are we really ever doing a fundraising drive? So thank you for bringing out all the stars.
Yeah.
That's me. I was channeling something because I for sure could not think of another song whose lyrics I knew.
Were they all Dracula's?
What a very
Serendipitous.
random, specific song to not only know,
I know.
all the words are, but all the
It's
parts.
not odd that I would know all the words. It's a beautiful song. It's a beautiful tribute to America.
We Are the World.
That was great.
That goes off to you. That goes off to you, Janet.
Wow.
And everyone.
All right.
This is one of the greatest things ever made. And I cannot, guys, everybody needs to be supporting Max Fun for this, right? You look at this.
Right? I mean,
This is
if ever there was a
remarkable.
reason.
It is, if there ever was a reason.
It's this. Keep this going. More of this. Vote with your dollars. If you like what you see, put the coins in. Put your money where your mouth is. Thank you to all of you. Thank you all so much.
Thank you guys. Thanks
you,
for
Manila.
having
Thank
us.
you, Joe. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Alonzo. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Annabelle. Thank
everyone.
you, John. Goodbye.
Thank you,
Y'all
Tiny
are great.
Signs. Woo!
Those tiny signs were the greatest. They didn't just hang out.
I don't say.
It would have been really great if someone just kind of like left their camera on and
Yeah, I just stayed. They were just like,
hang
"What are you
out.
guys doing? Is the show still? Is the show still
are
going?"
we?
Holy-
Yes.
James,
Biz.
that was awesome.
That was pretty amazing. Pretty believing amazing. Like the talent, the variety of talent that there is here at the Maximum Fun Network, right? And also just like people just throw themselves into it. And I think it's
know,
also
they
such a treat
did.
to get to see the faces behind the mic. 'Cause you're just like listening to somebody. So and it might be like weirding some people out. They're like, whoa, that's what you know.
That's
Oh,
them.
Biz, that's what she looks like.
Oh, James is exactly how I always imagined, bow tie and all.
Can
You know,
I-
it's all, yeah, what?
Well, I just want to say, I know we're supposed to throw to something.
No, but there's a total.
Looking at. Oh, there's a total. Let's do that.
Let's do the
numbers.
total, and then
Let's
you can
do the
do it.
totals.
Then we can derail before the next.
Because we're going
video.
to. All right,
Oh,
let's keep on the train. Get ready. A derailing is coming.
All right, I get to say it this time. Are you
Do
ready?
the
Here we
numbers.
go.
Do the numbers.
Some of it's not that I can't read it. It's just that I can't. It's so tiny. Let me
Oh,
just
yeah, that's
let me get
exactly
my
what it is.
bifocal
That's-
out. All right,
what it is.
19,434. And
Bam.
Kay Winters, I just want you to know I agree. That alone, that whole segment alone was worth the upgrade cost. It was amazing. We are
that's why we're having it at the end.
inching ever forward to.
And I can't wait to unwrap you from that move because there's more. There's more to that. But we got to get that 22,000. We can make miracles happen. And I just want to say too, because I don't know if you know this. This is actually my first. It's my like 5th year as part of Maximum Fun doing Minority Corner for 6 years. This is the first time I've been able to participate in the Maximum Fun drive because we're doing it virtually. Usually I was in New York or away, and so the Pond to Replay, as terrible as the Pond to Replay, the pandemic, the parallelogram was, it did allow for so many different shows and people to get to come together and talk about community because it's allowing people all across, the world to be able to participate in it. So like this, y'all came through this year,
Yeah, you really did. And I agree with you. This has been awesome because I feel like the hosts, like the people who we work on the shows, the production teams and all that, we also really get to see each other.
Yes.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
and I don't have to get in a car and drive in LA traffic.
No, I don't have to put on
Okay.
pants.
Listen.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, no, there's no pants happening right now. Speaking of no pants, it's time to find out to find out who won the BCPA, the Bovine Civic Pride Award. So without further ado, James, can you even wait? Because I
can't.
Us
I'm
more.
scared. I'm
Okay.
scared to find out, but excited.
All right,
I'm
you're
so
excited?
I'm so excited. I'm so
Okay.
not scared. I'm ready.
Okay. You have to face your fear. Look
Okay.
right into the heart of the darkness. And let's let Ben Partridge with the conclusion of the winner of the Hold On to Your Seats, the Any Minute, the coming up next. Who is it? 2021 Max Fun Bovine Civic Pride Award. I'm crossing my fingers for Moesha.
Moesha!
So here we are. It is time to give out the award. It's time to give out the Max Fun Bovine Civic Pride Award 2021. And what an honour it is for me to do this. We've seen some wonderful nominees. They've all had their pros and cons. But there was one entry that really stood out for me, and the Academy agreed with me, and I can't wait to give out this award. And obviously, fingers crossed, it doesn't turn out to be Sean Penn in a costume. So this was sent in by Annie Quarren King on Twitter, and she writes, "Here is Mrs. 4827, who deserves the Max Fun Bovine Civic Pride Award since she is playing a crucial role in helping me and my classmates become the best bovine arse vets we can be." And I had a chat with Annie on the phone, and yes, this cow has well, she puts her arse in the line of fire, so to speak, every day, letting veterinary students learn the ropes, so to speak, on her back end. And it's a very selfless act. It's a civic act, and it's exactly the kind of thing that this award was set up to celebrate. So congratulations, Mrs. 4827.
Wow. I didn't see it coming.
I'm like
you know
a
what?
little upset.
You know what? If anyone was gonna win, if it wasn't gonna be Moesha, who didn't even get a nomination, I felt like, it was a tough decision for Ben, and it's not easy. So
It wasn't, but I am incredibly moved.
it is. This whole thing has been very moving.
It really actually has been moving. No
mean,
moo puns aside.
it was really not trying that time.
Actually, it's been really fun and
It's
amazing.
been so much fun. It's been so much fun and amazing. I say this almost every year, but this has been one of my favorite fun drives, and just the community coming together in every aspect and way. There's been so many crossovers. There's just been so much support, and everyone is doing so well. And,
oh my God, wait, I'm sorry.
What?
I have
Is this
to
breaking
bust in.
news?
There's
Is this breaking news?
from
Like the
the
Kool-Aid
beat
man?
from
You're
Gary.
just busting in?
I am. Hey.
That's not the Kool-Aid man.
Are you sure?
That's either Jennifer Hudson or Fat Albert. So I'm not. That's.
I don't know. It could be. Okay. I do a very robust Kool-Aid man. All right.
Okay.
It's just in.
That's the biggest showman version. Hey, Kool-Aid, the musical. That's yeah.
All right. Look, there's really important news, James. Beef and Dairy Network has said they've come in. They're announcing that they are very sorry to burst. Let me actually have to do this. Sorry to burst everyone's bubble, but this was filmed earlier today.
Oh.
And since then, it has been revealed that this cow was
snap.
Sean Penn in a suit.
Oh gosh, this is Moonlight losing the Academy Award all over again. This is, you know what? This is why we don't, no more award shows, only fundraising drives, because that's where we really should be putting our time, our talent, our effort, and also like directly supporting the work that you absolutely love, so we can keep the Sean Penns out of it.
Out of it.
Penn, stay in your pen.
Stay out of your pen. All right, listen. Oh wait, there's more. Sean Penn was at the front and Gary Busey was at the back. That actually makes a lot of sense. Where are we on numbers right now? We are
the last number that 19,432 was the last number that I had, which again, if you haven't had a chance to join yet, it is this is the right time to do it. We're trying to hit our goal of 22,000 new upgrading and boosted members. All you gotta do is go to maximumfun.org/join. And if we do that, there'll be a dance. I have my dance shorts on right now. ready to teach y'all. Dance class would be in session if we hit it. And look, we
Just
can't
like that. I
second
can't.
move.
That's right.
Second move.
Baby's
We're
gotta
here.
dance.
We're here.
Baby
It's
gotta
a,
dance.
it's a roll, Biz. We might be here all night.
We
trying
might
to just figure out.
Oh, look, they tried
all
to teach me to
the
dance.
moves.
I know. I
Yeah.
know. I had to do a Fosse number once at the crowning of the Miss Apollo event in which my friend Richard, aka Holly Day, was crowned Miss Apollo. And I did a Fosse thing. Anyway,
Okay,
that's
bring it
another
back.
story for another time. Listen, we should let people know.
Yeah,
We should let people know something.
we should.
That is surprise. You've got all weekend for Amnesty. Wow.
If we could still at 22,000, I would still teach you the official Maximum Fun Drive dance of 2021. Just to show you, I was not kidding. This is a real thing.
Please tell
I
me
have
you
my
have shorts on.
I
You
have
dance
my
shorts on.
Dance shorts on. Do we see the dance shorts?
I see
Do we-
everything, James. I see everything. Oh, yes.
And the dance socks.
Wow.
I was ready.
I
was ready.
I am just gonna sit here stunned.
I was ready, but we didn't hit it, and so not until we cannot release the Kraken of dance.
Baby,
until
I think we should hit it. Those shorts say hit it all day long.
You know, just trying to entice the listeners again, just to show you what those shorts were.
All right, hit it.
We want this.
We want
these shorts
that.
in action.
Whoa, move the mic. This is not the flop house. Whoa, whoa. Oh no, James, don't hurt yourself. All right. Wow, that was worth everything right there.
But
so
listen, you want to see these shorts in action?
Yes, go
We
now.
gotta get to 22,000.
Go now. This is not like a telethon thing where we're here all night. We got to
We're
wrap it
not.
up. We
We're
were
leaving,
supposed
yeah.
to wrap this up a while ago. Choo choo. So listen, go to MaximumFun.org/join. Upgrade, boost,
Boost.
join,
We love a boost. We love a
boost.
boost.
I gotta get those shorts boosted. Do I get to wear shorts like that if
You
we
also
reach it?
we'll get matching
some
shorts.
shorts? Okay,
We'll get
this
some
is-
metallic shorts.
I am very excited about this. Listen, here's the thing. You have all weekend
All
to
weekend.
continue to join, boost, upgrade. You'll even get the gifts, the BOCO, the whole 9 yards as the weekend continues. And I just want to say this. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean it.
Yeah.
Thank you again to Max Fun and to everyone who has helped us spread the word about the drive. It was such a great Max Fun drive. I just cannot. I mean, look, I love the podcast and I've been enjoying hanging out with the hosts, but behind all of those hosts, behind all of those microphones are some of the most amazing people who are producing. They are making the offices run. They are helping generate content, helping generate audience. I mean, they just do everything. They do everything.
Yeah.
And it is the most kind and remarkable group of people that I have ever had the pleasure to work with. So when you
and they also are typing jokes on the fly as we're the chat message. They've been feeding us messages through here. Hardest working people out there, and like you're saying, it's such a unique space, the Maximum Fun Network. It really is, and it's not often that I feel like content listeners of a community get to have such a direct support into what ends up happening and what ends up getting produced and what sustains it. I know for myself, and I'm pretty sure you're on the same way in many of the other shows. We still would not be here if it wasn't for you all. So we just wanted to say thank you. More than anything, this finale game show was just us coming together and saying thank you to you all. We love you. We appreciate you. We're so incredibly grateful. We can't do what we do without you. But we do want to see this dance and see these short shorts in action.
So go right now to MaximumFun.org. Ooh, I'm not even going to be able to get it out. /join right now You know, those shorts say stay, but I know that we have to say good night. Oh, Lord, I can't.
Give me a little teaser. Just give me a little teaser. We got to get there. We got to get to that 22,000.
James, I think if they don't just turn us off, we'll never leave.
All right.
We love you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank
to
you, everybody.
Who participated. Mwah, and good night.
Bye.